Before every breath you ever took, he said one word, Bismillah, not as a command, not as a rule, but as a whisper. The lovers say he didn't just begin the Quran with it, he began you with it. When you were nothing, when you hadn't even learned to crawl toward him, he wrapped your existence in mercy and said, come into being in my name. Bismillah doesn't mean in the name of God. It means let everything that follows be kissed by the one who never stopped loving you. You thought you were alone? No. Before your sins, before your shame, before you even knew what love was, he had already loved you. So say it again, not to start something, but to remember that he never stopped. Bismillahir-Rahmanir-Rahim. You say it every day, but do you feel how it holds you? Ar-Rahman, Ar-Rahim, two names both rooted in Rahmah, not just mercy, womb, warmth, a place where you were protected before you even knew danger. The Prophet said, Allah created mercy in 100 parts. He sent down one part to the earth, and by it the mother loves her child, just one part, and the rest still with him, still waiting to catch you when you fall. Ibn Arabi said, Ar-Rahman is the one who gives, even to the ones who don't ask, even to the ones who deny him. Because his love is not a response, it's the origin. Bismillah doesn't come after you prove yourself. It comes before you earned it, before you were ready, before you even said his name, he said yours. So next time you whisper it, don't say it as a habit. Say it like a child crawling back into the arms that never let go. You thought you left. You thought you wandered too far, sinned too deep, lost too long. But Bismillah was never behind you. It was always waiting, because the door you think you shut behind you was never locked. The Quran says, say, O my servants who have wronged their souls, do not despair of Allah's mercy. 39:53. This isn't leniency, it's longing. God doesn't just forgive, he misses. Ibn Arabi wrote, the real does not turn away from you, it is your turning that makes the distance. But the moment you say Bismillah, really say it, you're not beginning something new, you're returning to the place that never left you. The name carries you back, not because you're clean, but because you're still his. So don't wait until you feel worthy. The name is worthy for both of you. Say it while you're breaking. Say it while you're afraid. Say it when you don't know what else to say. Because Bismillah doesn't wait for perfect people. It finds the broken and calls them home. There are days your heart feels like chaos, moments where grief and guilt swirl so loud you can't breathe. And yet somehow, Bismillah still fits there. Because the name of God is not made for silence and stillness only, it's made for storms. Ar-Rahman doesn't only shine in beauty, he wraps himself around the broken, the noisy, the lost. The Quran says, and he is with you wherever you are. 57:4. Even if where you are is messy, even if it doesn't look holy. Ibn Arabi wrote, the divine presence is not only found in light, it dwells also in your shadows. So say Bismillah even when you don't feel strong. Say it when your voice shakes. Say it not to change how you feel, but to let him be with you in it. Because his name isn't an exit, it's a meeting point. And sometimes the most sacred thing isn't what gets fixed, it's what gets held. You've been told to say Bismillah before action, before eating, before traveling, before beginning anything important. But no one told you what it really means to begin with God. It doesn't mean you ask him to join you. It means he was already beside you. You're just remembering. The Quran says he is closer to you than your jugular vein. 50:16. Not as a watcher, but as the very breath inside your struggle. Ar-Rahim doesn't just follow you, he feels with you. Ibn Arabi said, the real is not distant. He is the space between your question and the moment it breaks into tears. When you say Bismillah, you're not reaching out to the heavens. You're leaning into the presence that never stepped away. So walk, not alone, not afraid. Walk like someone whose hand is held by the name itself. Because Bismillah doesn't begin your journey. It reminds you. There will be a day when you can't do it anymore. You won't have the words, you won't have the strength, you'll barely have the breath. And still, you'll have Bismillah, because it's not the phrase you say in power, it's the breath you take when you've run out of everything else. The Prophet said, "No servant says Bismillah, except that an angel answers. You have begun in the name of the one who never abandons." Ibn Arabi wrote, "The divine name is not a decoration. It is a descent. To say Bismillah is to allow yourself to be carried when you cannot carry yourself. It is not a password. It is a hand. It doesn't say, prove you're worthy. It says, fall, and I'll still be here." So when everything else slips, when your thoughts are tired and your hope is thin, don't force another step. Just whisper, Bismillah, and let the name be your breath when breath is all you have left. Bismillah was never just a beginning. It was always a becoming. It doesn't ask for your perfection. It asks for your presence. To wake up not with fear, but with remembrance. To speak not from ego, but from gentleness. To love not to be loved, but because he loved you first. The Quran says, everything in the heavens and earth begins in his name, meaning from 55:1 to 2. That includes your breath, your story, your return. Ibn Arabi wrote, each step you take in the name is a step away from illusion and a step into realness. So say Bismillah, not because you're strong, but because you want to belong again to the one who never left. Say it not from your tongue, but from that soft place inside you that still remembers where it came from. And when your life begins to soften, when your gaze slows down, when you look at the world and see not chaos, but mercy peeking through, know this, you're not saying it anymore. You've become it. Bismillah isn't just a phrase to say at the start of your day. It's a current beneath everything, a pulse beneath every breath, every breeze, every heartbreak that didn't destroy you. The Quran begins with it, not just to start the book, but to name the nature of reality itself. Because in his name doesn't mean by permission. It means through his nearness, his intention, his love. Ibn Arabi said, every name of God is a doorway, but Bismillah is the key that turns them all. This name teaches you how to live, not as someone rushing, not as someone proving, but as someone who knows the ground beneath their feet was gifted. The food in their hands was placed there by a will more loving than their own. Bismillah is the way you wash your hands before touching beauty. It's the breath you take before facing your fear. It's the pause before you answer harshness with softness. It means, I am not walking into this alone. And not because you're strong, but because he is with you. So live Bismillah. Let your movements be soaked in gentleness. Let your words feel like prayers. Let your silence become a sanctuary. Because in a world that rushes, burns, devours, Bismillah is the reminder you were made in mercy and you're being held, even now, even here. If this journey reminded you that you were never forgotten, don't let it be just a moment. Let it become a return. Subscribe to Heart's Whisper, not for videos, but for the voice you've been missing. And in the comments, tell me, what does Bismillah mean to someone who's still learning how to come home? And if this reached a tender place in you, Super Thanks is open, not for support, but as a way of saying, this touched me deeper than words.